Well, I think particularly in games 1 and 3, we really gave ourselves a chance to win. We've been in this position before and not came out victorious, but, like last year and, game 3, it seems similar in that we were right in the game. I know last year we actually had the lead, but we were right in the game, and, KD hit that 3 on the left wing, but we came out and I think he was telling me that, we hit 24 threes last year in Game 4 and had a really great showing and, didn't accept defeat. So that's something that this team needs to do and continue to be resilient and come out Friday and shoot our shot, play our game, and, give ourselves a chance and move on to the next one and see what we can do in Game 5. So Friday's going to be big for us.
Chris, right here in the third row on the right.
Kev, Chris Fedor, cleveland.com. Kyle Korver has been such a big weapon for you guys all season long in these playoffs. His gravity, his movement, his spacing. How tough is it for you guys on offense to not have that weapon in this series thus far? Yeah, I mean,
as you've seen with Kyle here, he's been able to get off shots and open up the lane for not only Braun but for all of our guards, especially when he's able to get free. But I think you saw it in last year's final as well. Whether it's I know Iguodala just played tonight, but some of their other wing defenders, and particularly Clay, he's just so good at shutting that stuff down and forcing me into tough shots, not letting us get to that pin down action. So it's been I think a tough series for Kyle. He had some open looks tonight. He had the one where he pump faked, he traveled, and looked like that shot was going in after they had made the call. But we need him to just come out and be himself, and we need to find ways to get him shots.
Kenny on the left side.
Kenny wrote a WHBC over here. He had a double-double in the first half, only 3 field goal attempts in the second half. Was it what Golden State did to take you out, or did the offense just not come to you?
I had a couple three-point shots, I think, in the second half, and the other one, I believe, was a strip with Iguodala there at the end. But yeah, I think it was more so we got stagnant. I think we came out, we're ultra aggressive in that first half, myself included. But we've third quarter's kind of been our Achilles heel the whole year, and I've mentioned it this whole series. I feel like I've been sitting here up here at the podium and answered the question the same way: is that Golden State is great in that third quarter. They fought back, they took the lead, and for us, we got stagnant again. We didn't move the ball, we didn't cut, we weren't getting to our usual spots that we like to get to starting the game. So I think that was mostly it.
Games 1 and 3, 2 very winnable games.
Yeah.
What's the difference with them up now 3-0 as opposed to maybe you guys being up 2-1?
I just think the margin of error against them is so little. I think that we fought very hard. Our schemes have been there. I know that KD had one of his games that'll go on his highlight reel, and one that was incredible even by his standards. And then we forced 2 other juggernauts in Clay and Steph into some very tough shots, and both guys didn't have the greatest game. So we gave ourselves a chance. Same thing in Game 1. They just, like I said, that margin for error is so thin and so little against them that in some cases you almost have to be perfect.
Dave on the left.
Dave McMenamin, ESPN. Kevin, you play basketball long enough, you tip your hat to a guy making a great shot, but when he makes a carbon copy in a Game 3 of the NBA Finals to go up 3-0, like Kevin Durant did it from the wing, what goes through your mind, and how much have the Golden State Warriors changed with KD versus the team you played in the 2016 final?
Well, I think in 2016 they were definitely different. They had a different identity. I even saw I came across Draymond's quote about Bogut. Like, Bogut was great anchoring their defense, and having Draymond out there as well was very tough. So when you add Kevin Durant now to last year to a 73-9 team, he's obviously a MVP level player, a guy that is all NBA, first team all NBA in this league, right there at the top of this league every single year. So just adds a whole different dynamic, and they have a number of guys that can bail their team out on any play, any game, any possession, and he's been that for them a number of times, and Defenses try to plan for him, but when you're 6'11", 7 feet, and you're shooting a hezzy pull-up on the left wing from 27 feet, that's pretty tough to guard. And yeah, it was pretty reminiscent of last year because he was almost same time in the game 3, and hit an unbelievable shot to put him up 6.
Didn't you ever look at that spot on the floor again and not have a flashback to?
Yeah, especially here at Quicken Loans. I mean, I was telling somebody after the game that Jason Lloyd, telling it was like deja vu seeing him hit that shot again. So sometimes even when it's coming and he's playing downhill and he's out there dancing with the ball, that pull-up is tough to stop because he can shoot right over you at that size.
Robert and Joe, last two.
Robert Littell, BSO, right here, Kevin, right in front of you. Just following up on your margin of error, how much confidence does that give you guys going into Game 4, knowing how close games 1 and 3 were, and how do you make sure that you just kind of stay focused on that game and not look at it as we have to win 4 in a row? Yeah,
well, we know that we're capable. We just we made some mistakes. We allowed a lot of cutters to get to the basket. There are times where we wanted to switch up and they dove right to the basket, got open looks, or McGee got a couple shots at the basket, Bell got a couple shots at the basket, Iguodala, Livingston, those type of guys. So when they make a big impact on top of a game like Kevin Durant has, that's tough to overcome. But we feel like we've been right there. We just have to come out on Friday and not give in.
Joe, last question here in the front.
Kevin, without getting into the particulars of the trade or all the stuff that went into Kyrie asking out, have you ever thought during this series, just felt him gone or thought about just what it would be like to have him back in with you guys facing the Warriors in a series like this? Yeah, I mean, I think it's only natural to think about, especially looking at Swish and Tristan and Braun and myself and the guys that have come and gone from our 2016 team and what we're able to do to overcome a 3-1 deficit and how we're able to win those games. I think that's human nature to think about that kind of a thing. But there's been a lot of overhaul on this roster. We've mentioned all year it's felt like a number of seasons in one. But we've been resilient. We've played in a couple Game 7s, and now we just have to come out Friday and shoot our shot and like I said, not give in.
Thank you.
Thanks.
LeBron will be up next.